Preparing. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Let us know that you can see us. Let us know that you can hear us. And as always, let us know where you're watching us from. We love to know. I can see us, so hopefully everyone else can. Happy Fierce Female Friday. Happy final Woman Up Weekly Live show of 2020. We are so excited to wrap this year with a big Woman Up style bow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We have some amazing women who are going to hop on with us in a bit and share their favorite Woman Up moment of 2020. We are also looking forward to you sharing your favorite moments with us in the chat today. This is going to be our theme. We are going to leave 2020 focused on the blessings of 2020. Not the moments that were dumpster fires, because that is how we roll around. I have a few updates to share. If Lizzie will let me get through this. First is we have the 2021 forum up for Share Your Story. So over the next couple weeks, as we know, so many of you are going to be curled up on your couches, hanging out in front of your fireplaces, reading and writing and vision casting 2021. We absolutely invite you to share your story. We'd love you to be on our radar for all of the opportunities in 2021, whether that's a virtual conversation on a Facebook weekly, or a blog post, or a wisdom session, or the conference. So many amazing opportunities for you to share your story. So IamWomanUp.com/share your story. It's there, it's up. Also, we know so many of you are looking for goodies to bless your teams with as you kick off the new year. So why not visit the Woman Up swag shop? You can head on over to IamWomanUp.com and there is a link to shop there. We have all sorts of adorable new things. We've got 2 different styles of coffee mugs or tea mugs, however you look at it, black and white with black. We've got little bags that you can carry your pencils in or your tampons in or whatever you want to carry wherever you're going. We also have laptop bags and sweatshirts and t-shirts and baby clothes and toddler clothes. Oh my goodness. We were actually just talking today. Maybe we should add a pet fashion line.
Yes.
Who would put Woman Up t-shirts on their dog or cat? Let us know in the comments. Should we do
Sam
that?
needs an outfit. Absolutely.
Lizzie votes
She's
yes.
Ready to roll. There you go.
I do see in the chat that Vanessa's saying bandanas. So maybe a Woman Up bandana for the collar for the pets too.
Oh,
and for us too. Like I could see Rosie the Riveter. I could match Lizzie. Oh my gosh. My mind is like reeling. Also a killer deal for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever holiday you celebrate. A gift for yourself is that the California Association of Realtors put together the Woman Up Academy, which is an executive level certification program. There are 12 different courses in it, and right now it is on sale for less than $500. I mean, I think it's at least 40 hours worth of education and training. I haven't calculated it all, but I know that there are 12 different sessions. It is on super duper sale, but you have to buy it by tonight, midnight, like 11:59 p.m. So get that on your radar. And then I think that's really it. We want to flow into talking about what we loved the most about 2020, but I also want you to start thinking about like letting this marinate in your beautiful, brilliant brains on what you want to see more of in 2021, because we will ask that at the end of the show. So be thinking about what kind of topics you want us to be serving to you on a Woman Up style platter. in 2021. Okay, so ladies, lionesses. Meow. What? Let's, did I just meow, roar? I did. I did that out loud in my outside voice. Let's kick this off by sharing. Leslie, let's start with you, our darling Leslie. What is a favorite moment in the 2020 Woman Up community for you this year?
You know, hands down for me, it was the book club on white fragility, because that was really my gateway book into, oh my God, I have got to do better. I have got to educate myself. I have gotten to listen to the friends in this community who are living this and have a perspective that I don't have. I need to be humble. I need to be patient. Sarah just got the flowers I sent her.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Why can't we hear you, Sarah?
Can hear
Oh,
me?
now we can.
No, we
Okay.
can't.
You can hear me, yes?
Yes, we didn't hear your squeal.
Perfect
Oh.
timing.
Yeah. They just barged in here and said, Leslie gave you flowers, and they are, oh my God.
Holy smokes! I love it.
Great job, James and Jules. Thank you.
Great job.
Hi. Who are we live in front of? The WomanUP community. Say hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You're amazing.
Congratulations, Sarah,
Yes.
our senior VP.
Whoop, whoop.
Goodness.
I love it. So yeah, that white fragility, we did 2 of those.
We did
actually.
2.
Yeah.
And then I also took a workshop with the author with one of my daughters. And I still remember the picture, and it doesn't matter what it was, but it was a power picture of about 30 men and not one woman. And I don't know why this quote has just stayed with me, but it was something to the effect that it's likely that no one sitting at that table thought they were missing anything of value by not having someone that looked different than them there.
Yeah.
And it has really stayed with me in this awareness that I know the 3 of us all have, right? Whenever we look at an announcement on this new board of directors or this new group or this new panel or whatever, like the first thing I think about is who's going to be speaking, whose voice am I going to be hearing, and am I going to get a perspective on this issue because people don't look the same. So I would say for me, that's it. In a year of so many wonderful memories and wonderful firsts, that really had the most resonance for me.
Oh, that's so good. And that is so true. We tend to share the good news and the frustrating news amongst the Woman Up community, and the 3 of us, kind of come together and think, do we want to touch this? Do we want to talk about this? Are we going to let the community talk about that? Do we want to lead the conversation? And this is the time of year where a lot of people are starting to think about planning their events. They are electing new board of directors. They are looking at expanding their leadership team. I know there's a lot of organizations that are adding DEI leaders, right? And I have seen far too many this week of people announcing their boards, and it is as vanilla gets. And it's so deaf. It's deaf. And I think that we're all to the point where it's like, well, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to shame you. I'm simply not going to buy you. I'm going to vote with my dollar at this point, because if you can't hear that we are all looking for diversity, then my attention span is no longer going to even be remotely taken up by anything that you post. So for those of you who are working on events, or who know people are working on events, or looking to expand their board of directors, this is a great resource. We have so many lovely layers of diversity inside the Woman Up community. Someone in here knows someone that fits what you are looking for. Do not give up. We don't ever want to hear there isn't anyone of color. There aren't any females that we, you don't want to hear it.
Because there are.
No excuses.
There are.
No
There
excuses.
are. So, yeah, I think that we are moving into a season where we're going to really be able to have deeper conversations, because I feel like 2020 was just the start. The flame has been lit and people are leaning in. So I love that. How about you, Sarah?
Oh, well, so many amazing highlights from the year. I think this Friday, like knowing that Friday is our time together, that's definitely a positive, right? Like it will forever be in my heart when you said to me, Deborah, we need to tap in, we need to check in on the community. We need to do it consistently. And we did every single Friday. But one of the highlights, or two of the big highlights for me were the surprises. So we surprised Deborah with a fun birthday Friday Facebook Live event. So that was a lot of fun. That was like
fun.
Crying, laughter, fun. And then the next week we surprised Leslie with not a Facebook Live, but a actual virtual party on the beach at WomanUP.
Incredible.
Those
Just
were
incredible.
just highlights for me, because we were able to surprise and honor the people who we love the most, you two. And it was a tough year. It was a tough year. So if we can hold on to the laughter and the love and the joy that we made in a tough year, then I'm all for it. I'm all.
So good.
And then the surprise right here. Like, I mean,
yes.
could the timing be any better?
I love that.
And maybe on your part, Leslie, but the kids were like banging to come in. I'm like, get out. Oh, okay, come in.
Hey, you got some flowers for Mama.
Look
come
what
on
we found
in.
on the front porch.
That's so great.
You deserve it, Sarah. I just wanted to give you something beautiful to start your holiday and congratulate you on just an incredible year, an incredible career, and it's just, going on to the next level now. I'm just so proud of you. So enjoy. Love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too. I love you so much. You can feel the love, right? You feel the love.
See, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I love that.
But Deborah, what about you?
Oh,
What were your highlights?
It was so hard. It really is hard to pick one. So I think the first one I'll share, because I'm sure we're all going to share more as we go, was the virtual conference for me. And it was really something specific about the virtual conference. It was watching everyone squeal and laugh on the boats and dancing in their little avatars and really kind of showing up in a way that allowed people to experience something different in a year of Zoom. Right? Zoom really helped us stay connected, but there was something special about the screaming and the laughing and the just I don't know if any of you saw my posts after the event, but my husband attended the event as well. And so we did this like walk around the whole little virtual island and took little photos in all different places just to kind of commemorate this bizarre event that we created. And we found a hack in the system where I could literally climb to the sky. So I took my little avatar like 10,000 feet above the skyscrapers, and I'll drop the link in here to the photo. But looking down on this space where we all came together and where we shared our hearts and we shared our frustration over learning new technology. But again, Glennon and Sarah, we can do hard things, right? That it was such a win. It was such a fun win this year for sure. So I'd say that was definitely one of the key highlights for me.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well,
Shall we bring some of our sisters in?
Absolutely.
Who's here?
Comma Burton and Pam Blair
Yeah.
and Vanessa Murray are coming in.
Yay. Hey.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Kama.
Hey, ladies.
Vanessa. Hi.
Ladies, unmute yourselves and let's have a conversation. Hey,
Hi,
Kama.
ladies.
I think you
Hey.
were the first person, it was either you or Sabrina signed up immediately when we posted in the Wavemaker group.
Oh.
You were like, yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
we were excited. I think we both must have seen it about the same time because we were saying we were excited about it. So
So do you have a favorite 2020 Woman Up moment that you want to talk about?
I have to say it was the day I spoke, and was the same day I found out I was official with my brokerage through the California Department of Real Estate. So that was like, it just felt right. From the testing to the opening up of the office, I had just opened my doors the day before. So it was just right. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. So that was definitely one of the highlights for sure for me.
Well, I love how each year there's like a little red thread that goes to the next.
Yeah.
It's like, what's Kamala going to do in 2021?
Kama's still trying
Watch
to figure it out.
out,
Watch out, everyone. Get ready.
It's just getting started.
I'm super excited, you guys. I must say, one of the things that I will say that's making me excited just about everything is the diversity that's coming in, the talks, not being afraid to talk about some of the things that people are so still afraid to talk about because they're afraid they're either going to offend someone, or it's like, why are we having these conversations right now? So being not afraid to, be open. So it makes people like myself, and I'm sure other women of color, feel so much more comfortable to just go on and move on and go forth. So.
I love it.
So good. So good. Well, how about you, Pam? It looks like you've got a sassy cut going on there.
I do.
That's
Thanks.
fun.
Sassy for my girls. Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me. I think it's an easy one for me, Deborah. I mean, the opportunity to share my love of yoga with everybody in the Woman Up community during the conference still chokes me up. So thank you for that opportunity. Despite the technical glitches, I mean, Georgia was amazing, and the opportunity to just tap in to myself and be there with myself, even though I could feel the energy of the group, and guide everyone through that it was incredibly powerful in the day. I was so nervous during the whole thing, and we had all these little glitches, and I thought, oh, I'm glad it's over. And the next day I felt like a little kid missing my favorite group of friends. So yeah, I can't wait until this year. Hopefully it's in person.
That is our wish. Well, and I know what you're saying. It's almost like that feeling after you get married, right? There's all the flutter and the getting ready, and then you have the day, and then you're like, wait a minute. Like, I mean, I miss everyone. Where are they? Thankfully, we have the Facebook group, but yeah, I was able to attend one of the yoga sessions in person. I did watch the other two in replay, and that was such a highlight for so many. Thank you so much for doing that for us. That was such a beautiful way to serve. And hopefully, like I said, we are claiming it right now. And every single time we talk about it, that August 31st, September 1st, September 2nd, we will all be together in Southern California at the Paseo in Huntington Beach right now.
I'm envisioning
Everyone else, like, close your eyes and imagine yourself. We're going to be on that beach doing yoga with Pam in person.
Yes.
Yes.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
That'll be so good. So very good. How about you, Miss Vanessa?
Hi, ladies. Oh, there's so many. Well, as we all know, I think my highlight is the empowerment that came from just seeing everyone and being part of the conference. The virtual conference was definitely a highlight. The universe does amazing things, doesn't it? That, as you all know, had COVID not happened, I might not have been able to attend the conference. So it was really a blessing in disguise. So much so that instead of sitting on the sidelines for 10 years, I have gone in and taken my North Carolina brokerage license, passed that exam, and I'm sitting for the North Carolina exam in 2 weeks. So talk about really going from a technology side, knowing it, being a vendor for 10 years, being a consultant, knowing the industry, and now living fully into this new realm of the industry. So thank you all. Thank you all. You've done a lot.
Congratulations.
And
What a wonderful
Deborah knows
story.
that way back when I was pregnant with my third child, and we
Uh-oh.
Oops.
When she was pregnant
I
with
love
her
the
third
book.
child, we lost you at Deborah knows when I was pregnant with my third child. We lost you.
Oh, well, it was a transition. Deborah was the one that helped me transition to being a consultant. And then little did you know that it would lead to not only friendships. I remember meeting Sarah for the first time when we were in DC. And
Yes.
that was incredible. It felt like a long, long
friend.
lost friend. Yes,
Yes.
very much so. So thank you all for putting this community together, for empowering us all to live and be authentic and inspire. So thank you. I think my biggest moment was definitely the conference and meeting so many new friends, and really just saying, okay, it's time. It's time that I, know this world as a lot of people, as a realtor.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. That's
It's
so great.
amazing.
And you now have, of course, this amazing community to tap into as you're making all of the decisions that we know realtors have to make with
That's right.
where you're going to hang your license, to what technology are you going to use. You're going to get a whole new perspective, sister. I love it. Oh, so good. So good. So for those of you who are watching us live on the Facebook group, we dropped the link to join us if you want to share on camera. If you want to be bold, flip that camera on and join us and share with us what your favorite moment in the Woman Up community was in 2020. Jump on. We're having a party here.
And if you don't want to share on camera, you can post in the chat and we'll share it for you.
That's right. That's right. Because we want you to be comfortable. If this is not your moment, that is okay. So speaking of those who say yes to doing uncomfortable things, I see that Ms. Sabrina Brown jumped in the room. Oh, Sabrina, welcome.
Thank you. I was like, okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to be, but I'm supposed to be where you guys are. So I'm here.
We're so glad you are.
I think my favorite, I had several favorite moments, but I think it was the Wisdom Wednesdays. Those were all my favorite moments, just, hearing from others and, just staying connected, just having that space to still connect with everyone. It was not just a one-time event. It continued on for the whole year. And so I'm hoping that will continue in 2021. So many voices. Yeah, so many voices.
Well, Sarah and I we're meeting with Melanie in Georgia today talking about 2021. And we were actually talking about how we can highlight more like the Peloton group. I know I see Nikki. Yes, Nikki was saying the WomanUP Peloton squad. Those squads were fire. We didn't know exactly where they were going to go, but when the spirit hits and says, try something new, we do. And we saw so many fun squads get together, so many groups forming. And, you know, we tend to let the other groups out there do the, you know, the boozy happy hours. And, you know, we do book clubs. And we have this Peloton squad. So we would love to be able to support that and highlight that more often. Maybe even have like a monthly ride where we rally everyone to meet inside there, because it's so much fun to see those relationships, even outside of the business side of things, right? Because we know we are whole humans and we need to care for our minds, our bodies, our souls, and our spirits. And self-care is not only about body care, it is about all sorts of things. And the heart that you all put into that, and how you pump your hearts, I guess, at the same time, is so inspiring. I love it. My sister, actually, who is in the banking industry, she actually has taken a couple of the WomanUP rides with some of you over the last couple of months. She's like, oh my gosh, I just saw one of the WomanUppers in my ride.
That.
So much
What's-
fun.
Oh, yeah. Nikki's saying the WomanUP Peloton squad. And one of my blessings for this year is my Peloton. I absolutely I'm so happy. And not only that, the gyms are all closed in LA. So this has been definitely a source of meditation, you know, like just really helping with my body. I
Yeah.
just need it.
Well, I mean, obviously, Peloton is doing very well this year.
Yeah.
Like that family that started that company. I was reading about the husband and wife team that really rock Peloton. And I mean, their business was really great in 2019, but I think they like doubled their valuation this year. I mean,
Oh my God.
I can't even
That's great.
imagine. Um, I love the focus on health. Somebody was it Melanie that was talking earlier about even at the Inman Connect event that was yesterday. Was that yesterday or was that today?
Yesterday.
Yes.
Like, when was I there? Oh my gosh.
Yesterday.
That they were talking so much about Peloton inside that community too. And I'm like, yeah, that's the power of the real estate community. Man, when we find something we love, we talk about it.
Well, and everybody adapted. You know, you had people like me that total soul cycle. That's what's worked for 5 years. I love that group, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you're like, that's not working anymore. We're going to do something else. And I think that really exemplified everybody this year, you know, was just, hey, we're not going to sit in the corner. We're going to make it work in the new world. And we did.
100%. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I think we learned that was one of the greatest lessons I think so many people learned, whether they see it that way or not, is that there is always a way to translate to the virtual world. And while we may not be able to physically hug, I get it. We cannot do that. We have still been able to build deeper relationships through technology. We still have been able to do that. And I think that the, you know, in my world, right, the lioness pride has gotten so strong this year, because you have to make a choice of where you're going to invest your time. And if you're going to say yes to a Zoom, and so where you're prioritizing your time, you're able to actually be present, versus a conference where there's like 5 minutes for everyone in a 3-day period. We've actually spent hours this year with some of our beloveds. And I think that's such a gift. Such a gift.
It is, you know, there was a lot of talk about community, right? This year, like the community building, and WomanUP is the one, my favorite, right? But Natalie in the chat saying our connections with each other have been my biggest blessing this year. And it is those connections that create the community where you feel like you have somewhere to go, right? You have resources, you have the people, like, do you know someone? Who was it? I think we were talking in the green room about like, okay, so when we need something, we just tap into the people we know in this community, and this community rises up and shares. And so it's I agree, Natalie. It's this year, even though we were apart, I feel like we were more connected than ever.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'm in a ton of different communities. Woman Up is probably the most connected that I am. I see a lot of things come over, but there is a different type of connection. Being able to reach out to certain people that I know can do certain things that I may need help on. It's been, it's been good. And like you said, when you're able to connect with others from areas you would have never thought about, that would have taken probably years to get to know someone, if it was just, oh, I seen you at this conference, or I seen you at that conference or that meeting or what have you. But that is that's the, I will say, actually, that's the only community that I'm in, that I group I'm in, that I stay connected on, and I go and look and watch and read and see what others are doing, because it's so inspiring, and I love it. So I think that's good, because although I post a lot on Facebook, I do a lot of videos on Facebook, I'm not necessarily just on there just to be on there. But when I am and I'm looking for certain things, I know where to go. So it's always good to have, especially now, because although I tell people I really don't have a social life. That's why I talk so much on video. So all I do is, if I could just go out in meetings, like meetings were my thing. Although Zoom is not my favorite thing, but at least it's a way to connect. So I'm learning how to take that negative in the beginning, like no more Zooms. I just want to see people, to, you know what, let me just be grateful that I'm still healthy, that I can still connect, that I can get on a Zoom, that I can see others, that I can connect in the chat.
Yes.
It does make a huge difference. So I must say, I am grateful. I will say I'm grateful.
Well, if I might add to that comment, we now know there's hope, right? There's hope on the other side of this. People are getting vaccinated. It's moving. Although I think I'm like 300,523,000 on the list here in Washington. according to the
list?
according to the formula. No, you just go through this, like, find out where you are in line, and it's like, ooh, there I am. But there's hope, and inside that, we know we've got at least Q1 and most of Q2, where we can take what we've learned to the next level now.
Absolutely.
Like, how do we make better decisions on where we spend our time? And one of the things that we hope most for the WomanUP community in 2021 is that we want to build with intention to create deeper engagement, right? We don't need 500,000 people in our group. We need active, engaged women and men who want to be part of the solution. And so this is a great time to say, if there is someone in your world who is not inside this community, bring them in. Now is the time. Get them in, get them excited to participate in everything that's happening in 2021. We've got, I think I counted, we have almost 50 videos, interviews from this year.
Wow.
That people can catch up on. Like, there's Netflix, but there's also like reality WomanUP TV. Like, come and listen to the stories of 50 people.
Yeah.
We've
Many
really
of
been
whom
able.
are on this Zoom right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
And if
right.
there's somebody's story you think that woman needs to share her story, send her that link. Like, it's such a great opportunity to reach out and say, I see something in you. I know that your story is inspirational. We know so often that women underestimate the power of their own story.
Yes.
And
Right.
Yeah.
let us be that woman that shines a light on her and invites her into this beautiful community that, yes, we have inspirational posts, and yes, we've got motivational posts, but we really have actionable content in here, ways that we can really help you take your business to the next level.
Yeah. Deborah, can I just say this? Like, I was having a conversation last night with someone, and I was saying how important it is to share your story, because it took me years to share mine, and it was so hard, and it's hard to share a story, and it takes I don't know if I would ever be 100% comfortable sharing some of the things I've been through, but what it is for me is therapeutic. And then also it just helps other people, because you know, when you're going through something, you feel like you're alone, right? And you're not. You have people that are just like, I just needed to hear that it wasn't just me, or I thought that I was an isolated incident over here. But when you share, especially in this business where we are female entrepreneur business owners, leaders and things like that, and we have this, oh, I have to be, you know, a certain way, and I don't want to let my hair down too much because I don't want people to know too much, because they could use it against me. But when you share, I tell you, it helps so many people, and you never know, your story, whatever it is, could literally save a life. So I always encourage, don't be afraid. Share it, or share it with someone that may have been through the same thing, and you're like, okay, can you just share just a little bit, or can I share this with you? I've heard many stories over the years, and just a thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for just letting us know, you know. So just don't be afraid, because we're not alone in this. And I felt alone for years. And I will say, and I'm not just saying it because I'm on here, but the WomanUP community has helped me feel like, you know, I'm not alone in a lot of the walks that I'm in. So take it, embrace it, and share it.
It's you say that, but you can't share it everywhere. You know, you think, oh, I'm going to share this, but you don't know how people will receive it. That's the beauty of this community. This community, you can share it and feel safe. It's actually a safe place.
Right.
And so when you talk about being vulnerable, you're right. You know, you don't want to share your story. You don't want it because you know people will use it against you. But in this community, they embrace it. They embrace you. They embrace you, and they say, you are not alone, and I'm not going to use it against you. I'm going to use it to help myself. I'm going to use it to help the sister next to me. I'm going to invite somebody else that is going through the same thing, so they can hear that they're not alone either. You know, and I think about all the organizations that I belong to, and like you, I feel like this community, they welcome everybody, and it is come as you are, you know, and not every organization is like that.
No.
So
I would agree completely. I think that what's been created in WomanUP is rare, and it's a gem, and it's to really be honored and cherished. And you know, I opened my brokerage in October of 2019, and then little did I know that COVID was going to take, you know, so I isolated myself by opening my own brokerage, and then COVID came, and I felt even more isolated from my community. And honestly, it's this community of WomanUP that I've tapped into, both through social media as well as picking up the telephone and calling some of you, and you've always been there for me. And I think by being able to tell the story, it creates a depth of relationship that is just incomparable. It creates an automatic bond that almost words can't describe. So I'm a huge fan. Thank you.
I was just going to add, and I love this conversation, because I think the whole point about this being a safe place, you know, where people speak truth and people speak truth back to them, and it's safe to do that. And you need that context. And one of the things that happened to me last week is I spoke at our all staff meeting, and I presented the WomanUP speech that I had done, not this year, but the year before, where I had talked about my confusion about why so many women that I met in real estate did not relate to the term feminist. And what I did is I looked at the economics profession and the misogyny and the power that the gatekeepers have over your ability to get published and hired and all of that. And it was just so interesting to see and then I talked about the WomanUP community and how in real estate it is a little different. You know, no one's saying you can't earn X, because if you're out there selling, you're doing that. But there were 3 or 4 comments from the staff that just laid bare pain of physical and emotional abuse, and how you move on from that, and what my experience had been. And it just made me realize that this needs to there's room to replicate this in so many different ways, because it's, I will tell you, it's the first all staff meeting that any of those questions were ever asked, because we made it a safe place. And if we all just keep doing that, what a contribution we're making to others.
Oh, so true. So true. I do want to share something that was triggered by what Kama was sharing, and that is that power of sharing your story, and you never know what's going to happen. Molly McKinley, who is with Rate My Agent, who is a sponsor this year, and I earlier this year interviewed Kama on our show Spill the Tea that we do on Tuesdays. And during that conversation, Kama was really just going for it. She just opened her heart and shared. And through that, Molly was actually like, well, we're going to make your favorite tea, and we're going to set aside money from every tea that's purchased and send it to your organization that's helping young women love themselves on a deeper level. So hopefully they don't repeat this pattern. And so it isn't always only about you having the light on yourself. It's also what can happen when that's reflected from you, right? The power of the ripples you create. When you share your story, it allows other people to go, how can I help? How can I participate? What is it that I do in my business? Molly calls them goodness loops. I know that she didn't create that term. I'm sure she's going to drop in who does if she's watching. But the term goodness loop of how do I connect my business with yours? And how do I give back? How do I not leave things left behind? How do I serve the community I'm meant to serve? So there's opportunities even amongst ourselves in here with our sponsors, the other business partners who walk alongside us as brokerages, that we can really weave our businesses together and create safe spaces outside of the WomanUP community, because we're learning how here. We're learning how here. In other words, don't leave it here.
Don't leave it here. I'll share a few of the comments here in the chat. Joyce Endo, thank you, Joyce, for always being in the chat, listening and being a part of the community. The intimate caring community is inspirational and stimulating. Thank you. P.S. The cycling squad gals, you rock, but I'm about HIIT workouts, okay? I love that. And then I think a newer member of the community, Jessica Lupian, said one of my highlights this year was joining this powerful community of WomanUP. I wish I knew about it before. This is my first year being a broker, and this community has helped me overcome my doubts, strengthened my values, and helped me learn new possibilities that I would not have been able to learn on my own. I appreciate all your love and support. Okay, Jessica, we're calling you out. We need your story.
Ooh, yes, right there. There it is, right there. Let's see. I just saw, I think I saw Melanie sharing something. Did you see that? Melanie McShane, who joined the WomanUP team. Whoop, whoop. Let's see. She says, my favorite moment of the year was the day. Oh my goodness. I kind of just gave a spoiler there. Was the day I was hired by CAR and became part of supporting this amazing community. Yes, we are so thrilled to have Melanie. You will see her name a lot more in 2021. She is going to help us bring everything together in a beautiful, organized way. Yay!
So happy.
We're so excited about that. I did just get a private message from somebody asking about the sponsors and sponsorship. So I want to make sure that we talk about that for 2021. But before I do that, of course, I'd love to give one more final big thank you to our 2020 sponsors. Of course, Realogy. Oh my goodness. Realogy. Tanya, Sue, Sherry, those three women have like the triad of trust and just all things WomanUP, always having the movement at the front of their mind and at the tip of their tongue. We're so grateful for them. Engel Volkers, Caitlin, of course, at corporate and the corporate team, but our very own Sandra Miller, who has been with us since day one, rocking and rolling. So much love for Engel and Volkers. Exit. I think I saw Tammy is in the room. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They've already reached out to participate in 2021. So we're very excited to have them come alongside us as well. And we also introduced many of you to Annette Anthony at the conference. She led one of the lunch and learns, I think, about something around video, because knowing Annette, she rocked the video conversation. And so many other amazing women inside the exit community have joined us here at WomanUP. EXP joined us. Thank you, Susie Truax, for making that happen. We hope to be able to introduce you to some of their leadership as well along the way, but they really leaned in. Of course, their community knows the Verbella platform, and so they were really helpful the days of the event, helping people figure out how to change their outfit, how to get on a boat,
How to not be a man.
how to not be a man at a WomanUP conference.
I'm talking to you, Tanya.
Oh goodness. Realtor.com, Marcy James. Oh my goodness. Marcy, we love you. Congratulations to them on the recent acquisition of Avail. We talked about that at the WomanUP Wisdom session this week on building wealth. They actually just acquired a company called Avail that helps with do-it-yourself landlords. So those of you who are buying investment property and are landlords, there's some great resources with that organization. Rate My Agent, Molly and Mark, thank you so much. They actually have some amazing announcements coming up. They're doing a big virtual awards ceremony at Inman Connect in January. So they're bringing what has taken Australia by storm over the last decade here to the States. So I'm really excited about that. Of course, our amazing friends at Side, who continue to walk alongside us. I know that they're really looking forward to the in-person, like really, really, really. They had so much fun doing those bracelets in 2019. They're like, how do we not do the bracelet? So I'm sure they're coming up with something great for 2021. Reach, our friends at Reach, Women's Council, in particular, our sisters in California. Wow. I know that we've all been attending all of the installations for Women's Council this time of year, popping in for a quick smooch. So many women in the WomanUP community are stepping into Women's Council leadership. It's wonderful. So I'm looking forward to getting some really fun things on the books with them. And then, of course, our amazing relationship with Inman. Brad and Katie and the entire team. Laura is so incredibly supportive of us. So we look forward to doing some great things with them next year as well. So many amazing people walked alongside us this year. 2021, we've got big goals. We've got big goals for sponsorship because we really want to keep the in-person event affordable for anybody who wants to come. And so if you want to participate in and become a sponsor of the movement, not only the conference, of course, yes. But every week we're doing things, as you know, and every week there's an opportunity to walk alongside. So head on over to IamWomanUp.com/partner with us. IamWomanUp.com/partner with us and join us. We'd love to have you. 100%. I feel like I've been holding back tears this whole show. Oh goodness.
I think some of them came out actually. Sabrina
I was using my little, like in the corner. If anybody is joining us on the live stream over on the Facebook group, if you want to join us on camera, feel free to click the link either in the description or in the notes. We'd love to see your faces. I'd love to do another round of favorite moments in 2020 before we end. Well, maybe. Does anybody want to go first? I love the feeling. Who wants to go first?
It's quiet.
I'll start because I started the last time, but just at the virtual conference, I remember standing around and everybody's figuring out how to break dance or how to do flips and whatever. And it just kind of cut the mood from being this like serious software that we have to learn how to use or the whole thing's going to blow up and it's not going to work, to just relax and have fun with it. If you're giving a speech and there's 10 people on stage, like nobody cares, we're like just letting it go. And then when you need, as you said, Deborah, to get rid of some steam, you just go on a motorboat ride. But that was just such a learning experience. And I don't know, I was completely out of my comfort zone, and it worked out really great anyway. And then to have my daughters there for that was just, of course, just the best. So I cannot thank this community enough for just embracing me as I move not off WomanUP, but just transition to a different role. And I'm just really excited to stay engaged for a long time.
What's so funny, whenever I think of WomanUP and you in particular, I remember that cute little ponytail your avatar had, Leslie. I loved your avatar's pony.
My Peloton ponytail. Whenever I go get my hair cut, I said, I need to have my Peloton ponytail.
It was so great. That ponytail was so great. And I remember John talking about how he was in love with the little avatar with the ponytail, little blonde ponytail. That was so cute. I love it. I love that he was there for that. Who else wants to share?
I do. Yeah. During the conference again, I so enjoyed the Mondavi sisters sharing. Oh, that was so great. I mean, it was great on the beach the first year, but it was so great. And I was able to invite a friend of mine, a colleague, over to my little trailer, and we had an outdoor patio with the Mondavi sisters that evening. It was so wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. I remember seeing you posting your setup with the snacks and the wine, and that trailer of yours, the Yoga Bug office, is so stinking adorable.
Thank you.
It is so adorable. I bet your clients absolutely love that.
They do. It's just in COVID, I can't bring them in, so I can't wait to share it with them more. Yeah.
Love that.
Pam, I have to tell you, really guilty. I have been looking for, I've been looking for one of those little campers. I told my husband, I said, I want one of those, and I want it to be hot pink.
Hot pink, of course.
Yes, and he shook his head, and he says, no more WomanUP.
Oh, Sabrina, I have the man for you. I know a guy who restores those, so I'll hook you up.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
And then you just bring that to WomanUP.
Yeah.
Bring that to WomanUP 2021.
I'm going to have
on the way.
And bring your husband and we'll have a chat with him.
I'm going to have it. I'm going to have a pink one. I get what I want.
Yes.
I get what I want.
I think one of my favorite things, and it goes back to the conference, were those squads. I don't know what it was about those squads. I just was like, oh my God, we got to have more squads. Look at all these squads.
You were addicted to the squads. Who wants to start another squad? Talk to Sabrina.
Just remember, next year we're going to have the pet squad.
Yes.
It was, I love that part of it. And I love the fact that, some of the squads are still having conversations.
Yes.
That's huge. Love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so good. So good.
Vanessa or Kama, do you want look at that? Go.
So it's funny. Sabrina first was like, I'm not in a squad. Next thing I know, she's in 50 million squads.
That's exactly right.
I will say my favorite moment is just like Leslie, just kind of going back to the book club. Never done book clubs before. And so just to be a part of that one, I think it was powerful. The insights that I got from other people, that was good. And I started my own book club because I was on that one. So I think that was awesome. So that it keeps me going. And I'm actually reading more. So
That is exactly what this community is about, comma. It's like learn, get comfortable, find your voice, find what you love, find ways that you can share things that you're passionate about, and then take it outside the community. Spread it. So it's so beautiful. So oh my
Can
goodness.
I'm going to share something, and I don't know if she's given a lot of credit, but I'm going to give it to her again. Is Leslie, I really valued all of your updates that you gave, weekly updates. I mean, they were so enriched with, you could tell you do your research, you were so knowledgeable. And I couldn't write fast enough notes. And a lot of it was pertaining California, but even in North Carolina, I just, national news of what's going on. It was so valuable. And that's what I love from this group because, I mean, we're women. We love the touchy-feely, even though we can't touchy-feely. But to be able, I met so many new faces and so many new friends through the conference, but the knowledge and the goodness to enrich us, to make us better in our business, to make us better family members. I mean, mothers and pet owners and across the board. I just really valued, Leslie, your intellect, your bringing really great stats and about the industry. So thank you. I hope you're still gonna be able to pump us with this knowledge next year.
I totally am. And Vanessa, now that I'm living on the East Coast, I will have a much more inclusive background here, and we'll talk about the whole country. And you've inspired me to double down on that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I love that. There are a couple in the stream. Sarah, did you see those come in? You want to share those?
Danielle Fontes said her favorite 2020 moment was getting every ounce of wisdom out of Leslie Appleton Young prior to her weekly updates on the WomanUP Friday meetings.
Whoop, whoop.
Just right there with you, Vanessa. I couldn't agree more. Enid Cleland, Houston, right? From
Yes, Houston.
That
For
she
now.
loved the Mondavi sisters, just like you, Pam. I made the parm crisps too. And now, I mean, why wouldn't you make them? Because they're so easy to make.
So good. It's like
So
cheese.
good.
Yes.
With the dark matter. Oh
my goodness. Yes.
And I can't see anymore. I get to a certain point and I can't see anymore.
I see. Oh, and Enid continued. I love the conference. The price was amazing. Can't believe we got so much for $59. I thought that we were able to take so much with us. I loved the rides on the boat. Oh, and when I danced in sync with Deborah, we totally figured out how to dance in sync. Like, this is hilarious. When do we ever spend so much time trying to figure out how to dance exactly in sync?
Fun.
But we do when we're on that virtual island. Yeah, I'd love to see us continue to share fun highlights, your favorite photos. Like, let's when Sarah and I and Leslie were talking about what do we want to do for this final show, this is it. Right? It's focusing on all of the beautiful moments we got to share together and all of the blessings that were sometimes forgotten about. One of my favorite quotes in the Alchemist, which was the book club that we just did this week, was an ignored blessing turns into a curse.
That's right.
And, I believe we do not ignore our blessings in this community. And that's why we continue to flourish here. And so I appreciate everyone who joined us here live. In all of you ladies who were brave enough to just flip that camera on and share with the world out loud and on purpose what you are passionate about. And your favorite moments of this year. Let's not let it stop when the camera turns off. Let's keep the flow going in the comments. Keep sharing your favorite moments in 2020 that you experienced in the WomanUP community. And before we end, we got two things. One is we really want to start talking about what you want more of in 2021. As we are planning out the next wisdom series, our conversations, planning the themes for our months, what topics do you want to hear more of? We'll do a separate post on the Facebook group as well, but I really want all of us to start thinking about that. What business topics, what personal development topics, what are the things that you really want to take to the next level, that you want to what? Level up in 2021. We want to serve those up for you. We want to find amazing voices and bring guest experts into the community who will help you level up in the places where you, not us, not what we might think that you might kind of need, but that you are telling us from your heart to us what we can do to serve you at our highest and best levels. So drop that in the comments. You can add it to the post when we post that a little bit later today. Anybody in here have something that was second I said that you thought, oh, I want you to talk more about this?
You know, my mind's always going. You know what? I would love to hear more of like a foundation of just building a brokerage. I think that because a lot of people are like, well, what's the first step or the next step? So maybe just something of maybe having some people that maybe new or that's been in the business for a while to kind of help talk about that journey, because it's so scary. So maybe something like that would be good to encourage others, because I'm getting a lot of calls from people and it's like, what do I do? Should I do it? So I think that would be good.
Okay. So like a series on how to start a brokerage.
Yeah, just a short little mini series would be great.
Love that. It's a great idea. Who else? Vanessa?
I was thinking, I always have something. No, how to give. How to give intentionally. I think having more of Molly and intentional marketing and how to incorporate that. So, a great example for me is I'm having the hardest time trying to hang my hat with a female broker who has the tools and the connection that I'm seeking. And it is tough, and it shouldn't be this tough. It should not be this tough, but I will tell you a wonderful little story about, very short, my real estate class was, I picked an instructor who was phenomenal. We were connected on LinkedIn, and I said, I need to get in your class. She said, the class is booked, but okay, I've got a spot open. You can get in. I got on the class, and I was really, really saddened because a lot of people that were taking this class were just in it for the money. They were young. They didn't really want to do it. And of course, they didn't pass, so they didn't get to go on. But out of it, I met a woman in my neighborhood who literally lives 2 miles down the street. She is born in Barbados, is a Black woman who is the most attractive woman I've ever met in my life. And she and I became best friends because of this class out of real estate. And she passed, and she and we're already talking about partnering up in brokerage and business. And I'm just so thankful, because that is the reason why I got into this. But it's more about how to give back and how to connect with people like that, and how to find these brokerages where we can, have more women brokers that can support each other, and young agents like me personally.
Hey, I love that. Just added that. Ooh, how can we be more brave as leaders? Christine George added that one. That's a good one. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Anyone else have a thought before we raise a glass?
I have to go get my glass.
Go get your glass. I have my glass right here. Go grab your glass.
I have a tumbler.
Go grab. Yep. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you could have milk in your glass, tea, coffee.
I have little dogs doing yoga in my glass.
Oh my goodness.
Very
I
nice.
love that.
Very
I
nice,
have my water is very festive. And my mimosa got sparkles on it. Like this is for you, Sabrina. Look, it's pink and sparkly. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Did anybody see that?
That totally has my name all over it.
It totally does. It's got these little swirls and pearls. I love it. This was actually sent to me when I used to do my show Women on Wine TV. I used to have a YouTube show called Women on Wine TV. My girlfriend
Did
Kelly and
Kelly
I.
did Kelly send it to you?
No, there's a woman who actually does these glasses, and she sent them to a set to Kelly and a set to me for us to use them as we're on the show. And I still use it to this day. I love it. It still makes me smile.
That's awesome.
There's so much. We've celebrated so much today. We've vision casted what 2021 is going to be like. I'm looking forward to 2021, not because it's a new year, but because it's not going to be different from December 31st. I simply love the mindset shift that I feel a new year brings other people. Like there's something in the air.
Energy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. I feel like as entrepreneurs, especially when you don't run a public company that has a board of directors that requires you to close the books on December 31st, like every day is like the start of my new year, right? So I look forward to this excitement and the renewed mindset that everyone feels this time of year. All right, so let me make my screen bigger so that I can take a screenshot. Oh my goodness. For those of you at home, if you've got a glass, it doesn't matter what it looks like or what's in it. This is our time to cheers to a fantastic, you're muted, Sarah, a fantastic year that we celebrated together. Cheers, cheers, cheers,
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
We
you.
will see you in 2021.
Happy
Mwah.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. Mwah. We wish you all the best.